listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Hey, Daddy, can we listen to something on the radio?
Okay, baby. Let's see. What can we find?
Let me say that again. You have eternity in your heart. You're not just a piece of ectoplasm, and the child in the womb
is
not a
this.
fetus or a
Okay,
blob.
I'm sorry.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said.
Ew, I
This is
think I'm
14
gonna
years ago. He still, they didn't do
Yeah,
a
that's a good point. It's making me...
Are you trying to put me asleep, Daddy?
You're right.
Your contract is supposed to
Marijuana?
Do you know that
you ever suck dick for marijuana? I could do painkillers because you are in pain because you're constantly drunk.
We like to do something special. Maybe it's to have a drink. Maybe it's to go out and have a nice dinner, something. So if you have a great 5-star match and you just won the title and you want to have a beer, a cocktail, and I don't know anybody, including, when I was 16 and had a beer, when that would get drunk off one. So the fact that there's no...
But
why,
even
though?
like hyperactivity
No.
that Reigns, caught. So yes, exactly. I
What?
can't understand why they do it that way.
Well, because how would they prove? If you went, home and imbibe alcohol behind your own closed doors, how could they prove anything?
It's on the documentation to cover their ass in case of something.
Yeah, if you're
And they
out
can
at a
use
club
it,
and get, YouTube video of you getting fucked up and Britney Spearsing it.
Look, I'm not going to use this to fire you unless you give me a reason to use it, kind of thing.
Gotcha. It's for their ass.
Anything else?
Protecting
Well,
Anything
I
else?
just wanted to add real quick.
Go ahead.
She said it was unacceptable, his actions.
Unacceptable. And we had a fan on the U Record Studios Smart Line had an opinion of their own. So let's go ahead and play that for you guys.
Hey guys, my name's Kevin. Listened to your podcast about SummerSlam last night, and I don't know. I think I disagree with the way you guys feel about the Brock Orton ending. The more I think about it, the more I love the fact that it has us sort of wondering if it was a work or not. And I like when wrestling can still do that, almost like the CM Punk pipe bomb sort of thing. I do think maybe they did go a bit overboard. It was a ton of blood, kind of gross, especially for the PG era, but it's another Brock Lesnar match that creates headlines, and really that's his job, even when he's a champ. I even saw something today where UFC experts were talking and saying it looked deliberate. So, I think that's what Brock needed, something that really makes him feel dangerous again, and like the Mike Tyson from Punch-Out. And I guess most importantly, it makes me want to watch Raw tonight, which, I never would have guessed at that match. I don't really care about Orton or Lesnar, but, now I want to know. I want to see the follow-up to that. And I think that's the most important thing. It has us talking, and it makes us want to see the outcome. Anyway, just my thoughts. Hope to hear you guys talk about it more. Thanks.
Well, I hope,
guys.
great point. And Rob, you kind of said it. I was listening back to the podcast. You kind of said how we didn't know as marks. We didn't know if this was a work or not. It kind of confused us.
Right, exactly. It's like that fine line between the two.
And to his point, that did draw headlines. That did make people go, was this a work?
No, I tuned in a Raw to kind of find out more.
Yeah,
and really didn't.
There was rumors of concussion for Randy. That's why they called the match. There was rumored that he was supposed to bust him open, but you can't blade, and that he just went too far. And of course, what Steve said, now that we know about that, Jericho in the back calling him out. Now, I think that...
And it is a good thing. It keeps us
and
talking.
backstage, but he said Triple H and Vince got involved. I didn't hear about Vince.
Wow.
So,
There might be some...
About it, so maybe...
Suing the Raw brand or some
Right.
shit.
Where I agree with Kevin is, yes, it left us wondering. It left us wanting more answers, and that is a good thing because you don't get that as often as you like in the social media age. So that's great. But as a football fan, right, I love it when... I'm a Panther fan, so I love it when Luke Kuechly tackles a dude so hard you can hear the pads shatter against each other from the top, from the nosebleeds, right? But
you don't want anyone to get hurt.
But I don't want people getting blatantly attacked by another player. Even I don't want my players attacking another team's players blatantly to injure. Right.
That's
I don't want somebody getting hurt.
In the NFL, they
There's
get
still a
fined for
difference.
headhunting and
There's
stuff.
still a
Right.
big difference.
Like
These
the
guys,
whole Bounty Gate.
Bounty Gate, that kind of
There's
thing.
still a big difference. And, like, I'm sorry, this is a sensitive subject for me. In pro football, you have protection. Yeah, the protection is still, there's still that chance where you can get seriously injured.
Right.
But these wrestlers, they put their lives on the line. There's no, like.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a common respect between them when they're in the ring.
Exactly. And I truly think that Brock does not care. And just to see him, he's a family man as well.
Right.
Going that far, it pisses me off.
Well,
like,
when you saw him hit that elbow, and we called it when he did it, like that fucking elbow was real. There was nothing pulled back about that elbow.
Well,
and when he threw, in your point, when they threw him into the table, I mean, that was like that is not how you throw people in the tables.
And to give a little high ground for Randy, and I think this is a lot of respect, is after he got tossed around on the table, very rough, if you watch the RKO that Orton delivers to Brock on the other announce table, he still cradles his head all the way to the ground, makes sure that he doesn't bust his face. He does all the safety things that the wrestlers are supposed to do for one another.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told Steven that we were talking about it in the car earlier today, and I said, and he said, was this really brutal? And it's kind of weird saying that as a wrestling fan. I'm like, no, it's not, because as smart wrestling fans, we appreciate the art of what they do, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is an art, and the brutality, we like the appearance of brutality through the art, but actual brutality, I don't need that. I don't need
that's
it.
UFC stuff.
Yeah, I like the blood. The blood is fine.
Yeah.
I'll do blood every episode. That's cool. But yeah, this was
not
too,
puddles of it.
Right. This was too far. This is watching another man assault another man. That's what it was.
Like I could actually see if in real life Randy wanted to file assault charges. They're not in a union. They're not in a league.
Yeah.
If
it
can
could be
go
a criminal thing.
Yeah.
At that point.
I mean,
yeah.
he could be like, look, you tried to cost me my career.
Yeah.
Because just like what Kiera says, you could have cost me my livelihood, to my wife, my children, my family.
If I got a job on a construction site and I drive a forklift and I run the forks into somebody's head, they're not going to be like, oh, well, we'll just give you a fine. No, they'll call the police. I mean, you're abusing your workspace, your fellow employees in this case, fellow independent contractors. But yeah, one-on-one. Look, I like wonder. I like being left in the dark when it comes to wrestling because it's so rare, like I said. And
Brock's the king of that.
And he is.
Yes. Yeah.
But this was too far. If you want that, then go to UFC. I'm not bashing UFC. I'm not a big UFC fan. I'm not bashing people who are. I'm just saying if you want that level of brutality, then go to UFC. But I enjoy the art of professional wrestling.
Upload test has added something here.
Go ahead.
Who's New Jack? I'm not familiar. New Jack is brutal.
New Jack is the one
stabs his opponents for real, is what he said.
Well, New Jack is also the guy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right here. New Jack was in an XPW match where it was a scaffolding match, and he got thrown. I can't remember who the guy was that threw him, but pretty much. Oh no, wait, maybe New Jack was the guy who threw him. The guy that lands almost misses all the tables stacked up in the ring, and a ring rope pretty much saves his life. His legs hit that, and he comes back into the instead of just going onto the floor. He only, because he didn't hit the chairs.
Right.
Within the art, I mean, there's people like JBL when he was back with Bradshaw, and you do not pressure her.
I'll stay till best worst.
So they probably
give you any credit for anything at all, but that was kind of the initial attention of the.
And he's posting. He's got a really sick.
Good at opening
because
fabulous crowd. They were obviously smart wrestling fans. They were good to go and deal with it.
You guys are cracking me
up. Bob, I don't know for how long, but he thought that commercial with Miz and Dolph, he thought that was actually a match on SummerSlam. Like they sent both of them back out in costume.
Do you see the level of surprise on my face? Because there's none, none at all. So Bob won the predictions last night at SummerSlam. He got 11. I got the mute button over here. So
I got the power.
Can I get to the fucking point here?
Sure.
At any
studio champion of picking matches on pay-per-views. Let me tell you what you actually should have called yourself second place, because that's what you were. And you shared second place with somebody else, unlike me, who holds titles all by themselves. Enjoy that. I'll talk to you guys on the.
I thought maybe you were soft.
No, right now, yes. Only reason.
Spell it out, Stevie.
The only reason Bob won is because of your stupid fucking question about Goldberg. That is what put him over the top.
No,
he didn't get a chance to answer.
No,
he did.
He answered yes.
Across the board, didn't he?
Well,
he answered yes. Just like the Brooklyn crowds answered yes.
Some with the All Balls Report.
Oh, thanks. That's
nice.
Classic.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about raping Paige in the fucking chat room, so I guess he can.
Difference as it, or team up against him. Another kind of guy like him. The choices are limitless, but I think when the CWC comes to the main roster, hopefully he will be a part of that.
He's got to be. The reversals he had and the fact that he has a finisher that he can stand in the corner.
Ask him. He kept saying, "Go ask him. No, go ahead. Ask him."
And he was just stuck. He tied him up. It was almost like
Your
a cartoon.
Your own submission hold.
It was like a mini Sheamus with the style of Kevin Owens, really, in the ring.
And the reversal technique of any of the top luchadors or cruiserweights.
I mean, he was awesome. All right, is that it?
Yeah, just keep it light tonight.
Off my lawn.
Bam! All right, so I'm not going to play. I know we're going to let Adam hijack Medine's segment. I'm not going to play Medine's opening music.
I don't want that.
But I will give you something instead.
Because I am the better. I am the better at history. Yeah. Medine got his third straight WWE performance.
And get ready for the soothing sounds of the Roadies Rant.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's time for the Roadies Rant, ladies and gentlemen. Roadie Rob here, ranting about whatever the hell I want to rant about. And what I want to rant about right now is, and we talked about it a little bit last night, but it is the Universal Championship. It is. It is all the belts. The tweet saying, what do you say? It's the substance, or we enjoy the sharpness of pros. We enjoy the cells of moves. We enjoy the
Leo.
Who is still out on injury. Medine, who is living the life of the wrestling life in New York City.
So jealous.
We appreciate you listening and hope to see you, next time.
For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.